Okay, so I think we've got, this says about 6 kilometers to go, which would make sense because I think I figured out that on Saturday when I had to stop, I had to ride back about 3.5 miles. It was 3.5 miles to going back. Now what the heck is this here? Those look like almost piles right there. Might just be the trees. Oh, as you're gonna hear me say, I'm not done today, because once we get done the hike, we have to go back to Lincoln and we have to do a bit of walking there, because there's some, we did that exploration back in the fall, but there's some new information, so I have to kind of go and shoot some video there. But I have to kind of walk a bit because I have to walk back to where Lincoln is, and it's not an easy section. I swore when I did it that I would never be back in there. Well, I guess I'm going back. So some more telegraph poles here for you. Hopefully my one of my loyal viewers, Mike, is watching this. Just love seeing those telegraph poles, especially the standing ones. And again, there's lots on this section here. Curve here. It's still so cold that it's making my my sinuses run. Okay, so our next point of interest is right here. So somewhere in this stretch here, I think I put a mark on the grade here. There's the mark. Okay, let's hold up. Grab my notes. Go get some water. All right. So we're around about milepost 80.3 on the original line, 51 or so. Milepost 51 on the Graham subdivision. So somewhere in this stretch, so from here up to there somewhere, what we had is we had a couple logging companies operating the spur that was here. So from 1924 to 1926, there was a 12-car spur connected at the east end belonging to L. Lottie. Lots of Finnish people in the Thunder Bay area. I think we have the biggest Finnish diaspora outside of Finland. So basically the biggest Finnish community outside of Finland proper. And then so 1924 to 1926 was Lottie, and then from 1927 to 1931 there was it was run by a guy named, or an operation known, J.H. Laroche, obviously French. And the spur was expanded to 30 cars, again connected at the east end. Laroche had some stuff further to the west as well, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say up by the other side of Valora, by Watcombe. in that area there, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, let's show you those timetables. Okay, let's go. So again, where looks like there's a little bit of a bumped out area here. Again, without any milepost markers to give us sort of a reference point, it's very difficult to sort of pinpoint exactly where these spurs were located. See another telegraph pole. That one's got quite the moss growing on it. See, if we had a telegraph pole that said milepost 51 or a milepost 51 marker, we'd know exactly where we are. So again, looks like a little bit of a bumped out area here. There's another telegraph pole on the ground. So you can see this, it looks a little bit wider here, but again, it's hard to say for sure. Here you can see some of the very elaborate ditching that they did. Pretty big ditch down there. Yeah, so I think that spur is somewhere in here. You can see here, there's this area here. Look, there's a bunny in there. Oh, he's gone. I was gonna grab my phone and zoom in. Lots of bunnies today. Oh. That breeze is not, so now we kind of turned a bit, so the wind is kind of hitting me on the side. It is not warm. We're going to come up to the curve again, and it'll be hopefully at our back again. Another piece of a telegraph pole there, and you can see some more ones still standing here. It's not universal, but it seems like where they were left standing is kind of the swampier areas, almost like they didn't want to go in there and cut them down. Again, you can see the age just by the amount of moss and stuff that's growing on them. So here we're going to get, it's going to curve again, and then we're going to get into another cut. Unfortunately, as we already pointed out with the sun today, makes it harder to see everything clearly. So here you can see some vestiges of the logging, big slash pile. Almost feels like a fall day today. Like it feels like just the sun is going to get high, obviously because it's in May, but feels like a day in October where that's, you know, like this is like noon or 1 o'clock and that's the sun as high as it's going to get. in the sky. Again, you can see all these little logging roads branching off. So here coming up is the left-hand curve in this S curve here. Certainly the grade is much flatter in this area. Compared to what we did in the past, where we kind of we were going up and down there a bit. So much smoother to ride on this than the Kinghorn. And we'd be going through the gravel, I'd be just exhausted. "20 kilometers. So that means we got 4 to go, more or less. Oh, that wind is cold. Jeez. And again, last week we melted because it was so hot. Another logging road here. So I think there's a cut here. Yeah. You can see there's a bit of a cut. I don't know how much you can see with the sun. And it's gonna peter out here. Again, here it looks like they dug material here. And again, that was very common to use material at hand when they were building the railway line as ballast. Okay, let's hold up here because we've got a couple of things coming up here, and that way we can sort of start fresh.